So, I bet some of you are wondering, why am I shooting at Carl the Cabal with a regular rose hand cannon and he's acting like I just threw a handful of pocket sand right in his face? Shasha. But others probably subscribe to YouTuber Cheese Forever and know the answer already. Go check out Cheese, by the way, he's great, shout out to him. TLDR, Grand Overture is bugged, and I can't help but wonder how Bungie feels seeing clips like these all over Twitter just days before a new raid is set to drop. Here's the deal. Grand Overture is an exotic machine gun and is one of the weapons I was already planning on bringing to the day 1 Lightfall Raid. Reason being, Overture is cracked in the burst damage department. If you have a really short window of time where you have to completely floor an enemy with as much damage as you can, Grand Overture is primo. A lot of people who weren't Falling Star Thunder Crash mains used the Overture to farm Atrax to get their Deepstone Crypt weapon patterns, as it's kind of a straightforward one phase. Anyway, I was doing damage testing the other day on stream, shameless plug, and was told about the following glitch. If you have the Grand Overture exotic catalyst activated and you pair that together with wielding any weapon that has either explosive payload or timed payload, boom. Anytime you shoot an enemy with that payload weapon, even if it's a primary, they will get blinded. I guess the game somehow gets confused because the Grand Overture catalyst causes blinding enemies on a hit with that weapon, and because D2 is held together with duct tape and dreams, the wires in the game get crossed and your payload weapon now applies the blinding effect from the Grand Overture catalyst. Anyway, I'm telling you this because the cat has already been out of the bag since yesterday, and at this point I would be amazed if Bungie didn't disable the gun before the day 1 raid race. Again, it's already one of the best burst damage weapons in the game, probably in a lot of people's lineups for the day 1 raid, and now you have this. So, in the event that the gun does join both Jotun and Winterbite in the timeout corner, which it probably will, what else could you possibly use for short-term burst DPS in the day 1 raid? A lot of options for sure, but I'll give you a few of my favorite ones right now. Here's a fun one for Strand players. If you have one Hunter on the team with Widow's Silk, you're in business. That aspect allows you to create a grapple tangle, which other players who have Strand can use their grapple grenade on repeatedly. Pair that together with Thread of Ascent, and now every time you activate your grenade ability, you auto-reload your equipped weapon. And that means you can do this. Fire off a rocket, grapple the grapple point, auto-reload your rocket immediately, rinse and repeat. Now that's what I call burst damage. Keep in mind there is a timing to doing this. Try to let around half a second or so go by after firing your rocket launcher before trying to activate your grapple, and then immediately double tap the grapple button so that you grapple enough to activate the auto reload, but then let go of the grapple. Head on over to the bootleg firing range at the back of the Enclave and give it a little practice. Remember, the Strand Hunter makes the grapple point, but any Strand class can take advantage of this fun little maneuver. While we're on the topic of the Strand Hunter, by the way, if you didn't already know, their super is dummy strong. I know, not technically a weapon like Grand Overture, but hey, burst damage is burst damage. Here's the deal. With the Hunter super, you normally want to position yourself so that you're whipping the enemy with your super at exactly the right distance away. See, usually you do more damage with the tip of your whip rather than beating the enemy up close. I believe most Hunter mains call this strategy just the tip. But that's too much effort for most people, so just do it the lazy way. Throw on a tractor cannon, blast the bad guy with it for that sweet debuff, and then spam the whip button and forget the safe word. Multiple Hunters doing this under the power of a tractor cannon can basically one-phase even the thickest dungeon bosses in the blink of an eye. It's actually really very silly. If you have a grenade launcher with Cascade Point, you can try and get that perk procced and then unleash the fury of your entire mag very quickly. In the following footage, I'm the one keeping the div procced, but my teammate used a combination of Witherhoard, a pellet spread shotgun, and an auto-loading Cascade Point grenade launcher. Witherhoard for the extra damage, but then the pellet shotgun to quickly activate Cascade Point on the grenade launcher, which he then whipped out and emptied immediately. Then back to Witherhoard and the shotgun so the grenade launcher could reload itself with auto-loading holster, rinse and repeat. But really, who are we kidding? At the end of the day, most people are probably going to fall back on Starfire Protocol Warlock with a Demolitionist rocket launcher. Doesn't happen as quickly as the Grand Overture, but just as insanely overpowered. Kind of funny, tested a whole bunch of stuff the other day on stream, and again, Starfire Protocol continues to dominate raid and dungeon bosses with pretty much no effort. 2 million damage by a solo player in one damage phase on the GOA Ogre without breaking a sweat. Oh well, I guess the classics are a classic for a reason. Gonna really try to get some more content out before the day 1 raid race on Friday, so if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe and be sure to check me out on Twitch where I will be racing for that sweet, sweet emblem on Friday. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on stream.